Wallstedt was beaten that day by the Canucks, allowed 4 goals on 21 shots. That snapped a personal 7-game win streak. Cords with it. Back to the line, Jensen. His shot deflects over the top of the goal. Batherson threw it out front. It was loose in the blue paint for a moment. Perron had one whack at it. Batherson comes out of the corner with it. Into the slot, a shot, and it was deflected before it was steered aside by Wallstedt. Bouncing puck at center. Pitlick had it briefly. Now it's controlled by Stützle. Drops to Tkachuk. Back to Stützle. A shot and a save by Wallstedt. Back to Batherson. Down low to Spence. He centers. And a shot by Cousins is deflected up and out of play by Wallstedt. Senators with a couple good looks here in the first half of the first period against Minnesota rookie goaltender from the slot. And we remain even, 0-0. They're out here to open the period against Stützle's line for Ottawa. Eamon Hunt back into his own zone. I think Eriksson Ek and Jared Spurgeon would fall into that category. Players that the goals against just under 2 for the Senators. Sturm out to Spurgeon. His shot deflected, and they score! Tyler Pitlick with his first point of the year. And Minnesota's on the board first.
Well, you go to the front of the net. We were talking about Eriksson Ek being a nuisance, and the puck finds a way 5-hole on Maryland. It starts with a face-off draw. Sturm, a guy you count on to win draws. The 50-50 battle off the draw, goes in and wins that battle. Spurgeon does a great job of just getting that puck towards the net, beating that first guy. You see Greg gets out there and tries blocking it. As long as that puck gets by that top guy, you have a chance it makes it to Pitlick, who just gets a heel of stick on a redirect it in between Maryland's pads and puts a Wild up 1-0. Hopefully gives that bench some life. Now
loose in the circle, Urov comes up with a puck for Minnesota. Got it out to Spurgeon, a shot. Save Maryland. Rebound was loose.
You win the faceoff, you get up to the point. You know, talk about Spurgeon having the ability to get the puck to the net. You win that puck battle, gets up top, immediately thinking puck to the net. You're outnumbered at the net.
Kaprizov works free, centered. Hartman got a stick on it and a save by Maryland. Kaprizov throws one on goal. Another save by Maryland. Bogosian plays it to himself off the end of the net. Kaprizov on the rebound. Obi Kubel off the post.
He's on his backhand and he likes to take the shot, and then the puck gets to the front of that. There's
Zach Werenski. Maybe still include Victor Hedman. Zetterlund with a shot and a glove save by Wallstedt.
We talked about Zetterlund, a guy that loves to shoot, and he's got a great one-timer. Gets himself into an area right between the hash marks. Wallstedt scans, takes a second look, knows where that shot coming from. Knows
25th in the NHL. Stützle got it in front. Giroux a shot and a save by Wallstedt.
Giroux starts with a good stick, and they've had pressure up ice, but what a pickup by Giroux up in his feet.
Juracek into the corner, Johansson. Johansson out for Urov, but it hit a skate on the way, so it was off target. Now Johansson centers, they score! Ryan Hartman on the redirect of the Johansson feed. Minnesota on the power play extends the lead.
Well, Hartsey was making a difference, all shift in front of that net, and he knows what to do. And goes to the front of the net. He knows he's not going to score from there, but he takes an Ottawa defenseman and forces him to make a decision. Now there's a little miscommunication in front. Frees up for a split second. Jensen loses Hartman out to the backside and doesn't make any mistake, but how he engages with the defense, then there's a little confusion. He slips to some open ice and gets himself to a good area.
Here comes Jakob Trenjan in, and a skate save by Maryland. The penalty kill climbing. It's at 19th coming in. Batherson sends down low. Tkachuk with a shot. Save Wallstedt, and the rebound knocked away by Faber.
Cousins ends up stick breaking, but you look at the opportunity, and Brady Tkachuk is so good at this right away. Attack the net, a goal line presence. You get a guy that big and strong. A lot of times you're not trying to score on that initial shot. He steps out and it's a little pad play off Wallstedt's pad and then follows up the rebound. Puck goes back out.
Stützle saucers it up high for Dylan Cousins. Sanderson moves in, fires, save Wallstedt, and a whistle when the puck was still loose. Tkachuk
throws that gave Wallstedt the benefit of the doubt on that play. He ends up shoving Faber onto him, but you see they're moving around the outside. Sanderson elects to rip it. Wallstedt does get his glove down on that puck. Gets the call, gets the whistle. But it was indeed still a little bit free on that whack by Tkachuk. And
Tkachuk centers in the skates of Batherson. Sanderson plays across. Stützle goes back to Batherson. Now to Sanderson. Batherson walks to the slot. Feeds Cousins a shot. Glove save, Wallstedt, rebound, they score. Stützle, just after the two-man advantage expires, beats Wallstedt on the rebound, and Ottawa cuts the Minnesota lead in half.
The rebound kicks out right under the tape of Stützle, who makes a diving effort, and Wallstedt just goes to open up and stretch, and thinking that Stützle wants to go upstairs with that puck, and I think Faber's stick gets involved, and that puck ends up staying on the ice and going 5-hole. Stützle
goes and out to Kaprizov, and now we're going to have a fight. Gregg and Hartman have dropped the gloves as the horn sounds to end the period. Hartman gets the first couple jabs in this fight. You can sense the boiling point rising here as this period progressed, and it results in Hartman and Gregg dropping the gloves here late in the period. Hartman, who absorbed a couple of hits, now delivers a couple late in this fight. Boy, this is a good battle. Hartman with a couple good lefts against Gregg, who wants more after Hartman falls to the ice.
I don't think Gregg knew that Hartman had the ability to throw a left.
So there should be some excitement here in the third. Stützle will draw against Eriksson Ek to get it going, while trying to extend.
Brady Tkachuk came out and opened the conversation up with Boldy for that opening faceoff.
Tkachuk, or Kaprizov rather, springs Yurov, and a save by Merelainen.
Yurov makes himself available and finds an open lane, but it's a great heads-up play out of the zone onto the tape. Yurov comes in, tries getting 5-hole on Merelainen, who does a great job leading with the stick as the goalie pad backs it up.
Certainly have not waned at all here early in the third period. Tkachuk to Cousins, and he scores. And the crowd lets the officials know what they think of the power play opportunity for Ottawa to begin with, as Kaprizov was whistled for perhaps the softest slash in the NHL this year.
Cousins ends up getting a pass from Tkachuk wide, shoots it blocker side. Looks like Batherson slipped into the backside post and ends up hitting his shin pad and goes in. But you talk about that call, and
Kaprizov battling. We've seen him react this way when he hasn't gotten a call in the past. Yurov on the backhand. Bogosian wraps it off the boards. Bouncing puck at center. Perron battling with Boldy. And they score! Eriksson Ek, from a sharp angle along the wall, beats Merelainen with 22 seconds to go. What a play!
Just to jump and corral that puck so that they weren't going to call a hand pass on that play. Recollects it himself. Has the ability to see Eriksson Ek in the far corner of the ice. And what a shot. And Merelainen, I don't think ever saw Eriksson Ek over there. He gets up and takes a second look and almost like, what are you doing over there? Eriksson Ek finds himself wide open, way away from the crease, but Johansson makes that play, knocks it down with his glove.
Off the draw, Boldy to the line, and that will seal it for Minnesota. The Wild let a 2-goal lead get away, but then break the tie with Joel Eriksson Ek, the winner.